I know you probably think with me being a successful YouTube influencer, I'm always like driving around in a Lamborghini or having these wild parties, but no, I live quite a modest life. In fact, most of these videos are filmed on an old iPhone 6 with a cracked screen. Luckily, I can find pleasure in simple things in life, like buying a copy of V for 10p on VHS. Sometimes it's good to fantasise about what it'd be like to be a billionaire. And obviously, just assume that I'm ending world hunger and giving to charities. But if I was mega rich, this is what my happy place would look like. I know Daniel Craig might be James Bond at the moment, but can he do this? Neither can I, and that's why I'm not James Bond. But in this amazing premise of me being a billionaire, tried to come up with some great ways of wasting some money to see if I can Brewster's Millions style spend the full billion. And the very first thing that popped in there was getting some Virgin Galactic tickets. It's where you can go into space for 90 minutes. I'm not sure if it's actually running at the moment, but I think you can pre-order the tickets. So I've just wiped out 250,000 there from the fixed or bank account that I've got. I don't know, has anyone else ever thought this? Has anyone ever wondered when you win the lottery? Can you imagine actually looking at the cash point and seeing all those numbers where you've got your balance? It'd just be amazing, wouldn't it? Second thing on the list, for the last couple of months they've been knocking down my favourite childhood cinema, and they're going to build some flats, I believe. Well, I'd like to rebuild it either in the exact same location, or obviously where they've got a lot of money I might have a huge giant mansion. But I'd really ideally like to build it in the original location, and I've got one of the bricks here to help start the project off again. I've got DNA of the Savoy right here, and I've got bricks from the Savoy and VHS falling on me. It's like being in the Three Stooges or something, and got a cat who's like being Blofeld. Oh, and this is a great way of, I checked earlier, the last Batman film, the budget was $250 million to $300 million. If you're wondering, what can I do with that money? Well, that money I'd like to finance a new Batman film. And I was a bit paranoid about getting old. One of my yardsticks to keep this idea in check is, am I younger than the new Batman? Well, if I was the executive producer of a new Batman film, I'd cast an actor that was older than me, probably try and give him a 5-picture deal so he was the current Batman for a long time. And growing up with the Adam West Batman, it's always Batman and Robin. Don't know anybody could write a Batman film without Robin in. So I'd have him as one of the main characters and always hanging around Batman and, you know, solving crimes. And if you think about it, it's Batman and Robin, isn't it? Not Batman and Steve. And talk about childhood memories and retro things. I'm a big fan of the Jaguar XJS, mostly because of the Ian Ogilvy TV series, Return of the Saint. I know they're not particularly expensive, but I'd like to get a mint condition XJS if possible. And I remember when James May reviewed one, there's this package you can get that checks all the electrics are good and the engine works. And you ever noticed that about an XJS? The bonnet is so massive because it has to keep the giant engine under there. I've always liked the idea of having, instead of dressing like a tramp like I normally do, like to have a really well-made, tailored suit. And this would be a great excuse to just check it out. I don't know if these were a real thing or just something mentioned in the movies, but Alan Rickman said his suit was a John Phillips suit, and he said about Josie Takagi was wearing the same kind of suit. But if they're a real kind of suit, I'd like to have one of those and look like Alan Rickman.
John Phillips, London. I have two myself. Rumour has it Arafat buys his there.
I don't think I've ever seen one in real life. I remember seeing a picture of one at the Trocadero Centre in London. It was a Sega R360 arcade machine. And it was like a machine that went, well, 360 degrees. I'd like to have it in my own giant arcade with a bar and throw in a pool table as well. And I always know John Carpenter got in the film business to make a Western. So I'd turn up to John Carpenter's house with a big bag about this big, about this high, full to the brim with money. I'd say, here Johnny boy, go make a Western, phone up Kurt Russell and give me a cameo like John Bon Jovi in Young Guns 2, where nobody has ever seen that cameo in the world. And since I've got all this money and loads of free time and I won't have to work full time like I normally do.
Are you mental?
I'd go travelling around the world, and the very first place that sprang to mind was Okinawa, birthplace of karate, and always think of Mr. Miyagi in the Karate Kid when he says like China here, Japan here, Okinawa here, and go there and take a few karate lessons in and try to get one of them citrus coloured belts before I left, just to make a start on it. I have no idea how much of $1 billion I've spent at the moment, but I'd probably buy a massive house and loads of other cool stuff. Love to hear some of your suggestions, and what would you do if you had $1 billion? And probably be a lot more sensible than what I've just said. If I did win a bit of money, I could get a new comment lever, solid gold with an actual red nose that Lenny Henry's worn. Let's get that first comment. Hey, what now? Didn't you have a Batman mug with the Batman game on? I've won the lottery already. This was from Laurel, 1984. Awesome that you put 4 green all on there, and you forgot Theme Hospital and Micro Machines. Well, I was ifing and on about Micro Machines, but if you're interested in games like Theme Hospital, there's a new one called 2 Point Hospital. But unfortunately, it's only on the PC, and as we all know, nobody plays games on the PC. So let's get another comment on screen. I think the last time I played a PC game was that cowboy game, Desperados. Must have been called that. This is from Marjar. What the flip is this? All the time, this stupid guy BSing. Well, I'm known for me BSing, but thank you all the same, and hopefully you'll find the next video better. And that's a good grasp of the English language, and let's just go for one more. As if when I put this, a load of money fell from the sky. This is from John Jonas. The Democrats want you to throw your VCR and VHS tapes into the alley. Stand up to the Democrats and keep VHS and the VHS VCR video recorders going. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know obviously what's happening in the United States, but I know in this country we had a thing where when they were switching over from analog TV to digital TV, they told us to get rid of our VHS videos because they would stop working. That was about 7 or 8 years ago, and I used my video today. So see you next Sunday for another video with scintillating comedy and insightful commentary into society. And keep it locked.
Thanks for watching The Legends of Cherry Hill. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing.